Once again, we're at Sitar Indian Cuisine at 1133 Pacific Avenue in downtown Santa Cruz, California. You don't have to wait a moment when you step in at Sitar to enjoy the aroma of fine Indian food. Enjoy the lunchtime buffet. As many of you know that listen to this show, the buffet at Sitar is a Ralph GORA favorite. Step up and enjoy the wonderful samosas, curries, naan bread, and Ginger, the owner at Sitar Restaurant, has many more delicious dishes ready for you. So this is your talk show buddy, Ralph GORA, here to remind you that Sitar Indian Cuisine is a taste of India that you'll never forget. Ask my friends here in the restaurant. Listen to me, they all agree that Sitar Indian Cuisine, 1133 Pacific Avenue in downtown Santa Cruz, California, is the place to dine. The ambiance and everything about Sitar is excellent. It is a 4-star restaurant. Call 831-427-3000. That's 831-427-3000. And now I will hand this over to
Stephanie Rebecca Black.
Stephanie Black.
Thanks, Ralph. Glad you can be here today, Morris. I'm just going to talk a little bit about sports and in particular baseball. There's some issues really brewing in Oakland right now in regards to the stadium. And there was an article that was written by David House several days ago about the possible collusion that Wolf might have been conducting with Bud Selig to get a baseball team out of Oakland. Do you see anywhere else for a new stadium for the Oakland A's other than Oakland?
I think they've got to come back to Oakland. Obviously, the Fremont thing is done. Wolf has made it clear that the resistance that he's received in Fremont has sent him in other directions, and has called this, I guess, a period of peace in terms of trying to figure out what they're going to do. I can't imagine, though, that they want to have leave the Bay Area. You know, I mean, especially when you start to look at the other locations that would be possible, maybe Las Vegas, maybe Portland, Oregon. You know, those cities and those situations are fraught with the same problems that you have here in Oakland. So, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I just don't think that there's a movement, a real movement, to get the A's to leave.
Do you see Cruz, the owner of the Oakland A's, possibly understanding that at some point, or do you think he's going to try to push it in spite of the fact that he's kind of going against the grain, you would see, for the team out of Oakland?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, Lewis is being portrayed as having put his full court into trying to maintain his team in the Bay Area, Fremont, and you know, at the same time, people are questioning his motives and his operating procedures, and all that's fair. You know, I mean, all that's fair. We really don't know what's going to happen, but it's important that the team try to stay in the Bay Area, and I really don't think that there's a solid alternative for them to
You have any other follow-up that you want to ask Morris about in terms of games or maybe the Giants?
Yeah, I know that we talked on Mike before you know that an idea about the football football, and of course that's not going to be the case here for the A's scenario. But I'll talk to you about that a little bit in a moment. First of all, I guess that Chris Wolf now basically said to me that he was going to talk to me further about any more stadium issues, which the Fremont thing was really disappointing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with, I mean, just having people in the streets in Fremont protesting, complaining about traffic issues, the proximity of Park, which is not very close to the location of the stadium, environmental impact, the whole thing was you know, could have been handled a lot better, you know, I mean, and obviously if that was all it took for him to turn away from Fremont, and I think we all have to question his motives. I mean, obviously those things and those types of protests are gonna be visible. They are for all stadiums and all stadium communities. So personally, I'm a little surprised that it turned away so quickly and so definitively.
Sorry, I
as to
don't
the
understand.
fact that they're not coming back to Fremont.
The other option, like you were saying, with Stephanie, is that Oakland needs to become viable, other than having to move out of state. I mentioned in one of the articles that Jack London Square and Waterfront ballpark might be viable, but of course, I don't know that idea was suggested.
Yeah, exactly. The idea was suggested, parking, congestion, you know, those issues will come there also. You remember with baseball, we're talking about an everyday sport, Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, and traffic issues and commute traffic, you know, with conflict. Personally, I don't see where they would be able to move there. You know, they first of all, they had the opportunity to be in the northern part of downtown Oakland, and now there's a huge housing complex there.
That's empty right now.
Yeah. So that may have been their one and only opportunity to be in downtown Oakland. Yeah.
Correct. But there is a new sports and entertainment commission that the mayor of Oakland, Ron Dellums, just created about a month ago, putting together a team of people to do sports and entertainment and to let people know that, fine, take the team, but you're going to leave those championship rings and trophies in the name of the Oakland Athletics here. Same similar to the Cleveland legal.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's important. I mean, these communities, a lot of people have a lot invested in these teams, and it just becomes way too easy for these teams to move, relocate, and leave people, you know, without. You know, same thing in Seattle. You know, the Sonics are gone, but the history of the Sonics and the possibility of another team calling themselves the Sonics still remains with Seattle.
And so when you look at all of those issues, in light of the fact that stadium issues are happening, what can be done about the team? What do you think can be done about the team getting a better product on the field this year for the Oakland Athletics? Is pitching, hitting, anything looking better with Jason Giambi coming back, the steroid king who apologized?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, the A's are interesting. A's are interesting. I mean, as a baseball fan, you have several things that you can get excited about. And not just, obviously, Jason Giambi's return. You've got Nomar Garcia-Parra. You've got Matt Holliday, who's in the prime of his career. And may only be here for a year, but he is expected to, and you know, legitimately expected to be a leader offensively for the team. And so the way that we saw the team evolve last year, guys moving out and the first half of the season was so competitive, and then they hit that ball. You know, at least this year you're going to see something different. You know, and don't stop there. So you've got Trevor Cahill, Brett Anderson, some young pitchers that have the same promise that the Giants have seen with Tim Lincecum. And so as an A's fan, you've got a lot to be excited about. You've got a lot to be excited about. I think the one down is that Justin Usher, the great pitcher for them last year, does not help. You know, he may start the season on the DL.
Basically, in conclusion, what you're talking, you mentioned Jason Giambi, they've added some great offense to that lineup. Orlando Cabrera, so they're going to start from shortstop. The A's are looking forward to a lot of their own management, but nothing that Crosby is looking for because
Right, exactly. And the great thing about the older players coming in is that the younger players have fewer opportunities, and they're going to have to take advantage of those opportunities. You know, last year, young players from the A's were thrown out there and put in the lineup, you know, without them having earned that opportunity necessarily to be out there every day. And you know, it's important not only for the team to play well, but for this influx of veteran talent to you know, allow maybe one or two of these younger players, one of these younger two position players, to really emerge and be really good players, and at least they know what the challenge is in front of them in terms of how they have to play in order to get on the field.
we're with GORA, and of course Stephanie wearing the black, and of course our favorite Morris Phillips here behind the microphone.